I'm here at East River State Park here in Williamsburg. Just came out of a meeting with my boss, and I'm looking at this beautiful skyline I've always grew up with. Back in elementary school, I used to be here in Williamsburg, and I would always come out here with my friends as kids before all the renovations. We would hang out and think about the dreams we would always want. I've come here to sort of self-reflect, and I'm really thinking about how much I'm struggling right now financially. I've chosen to take a path of pure dedication to my creatives and to accomplish every single dream I've ever set out to want to do as a child. And it's not easy. I'm worried. I'm worried that I won't be able to afford my rent within the next couple months. This job I have, it's more part-time, and I'm trying to fill in the gaps with actual gigs, with my own brand, with my own business of freelance work. Being an artist here in New York, it's really difficult. Prices are just so high. And as a creative, it's hard to really sell yourself. I've thought about it over the weeks. I'd like to provide value to any company or business or community through documentation and storytelling. Really showing the essence of such business or community, whatever it be, through long-form documentation, taking it, making it to short segments, and making highlight videos, maybe advertisements, but documenting in a way that shows authenticity like no other. That's my idea. And every week I've been showing up in some degree to continue to practice such documentation. With this new camera I have, I'm working on personal projects, I'm working on edits, I'm building my profile, and it seems to be going well. One part of the week I'm super hyped because I see my progress, I see the visuals I'm taking. It's exciting, you know? But on the other hand, the other part of the week, it's just fear. Fear of losing my creativity. Fear of not being able to afford a meal. Fear of eviction. All these fears, and they're all hypotheticals because they're not in my present right now. But as a human who's been in survival mode literally a couple months ago, I don't want to get back into survival mode, and I'm this close to doing so. And so it's been this struggle, this tug of war within my mind to really focus on my present versus really worry about how everything could just go wrong. And one thing I keep realizing when I talk to other creatives or any other people asking me questions about what I'm doing and all that, there seems to be one common consensus, and it's that if you hyper-focus on your fears, it's going to become your reality. Everyone keeps saying, push past the fear and just keep showing up. And in fact, I've been preaching that as well, because I know what showing up looks like. I've done it for years, and it's led me to this point. So part of me is like, stop worrying. Worry about the present. And when I do, I have amazing days. But it's just so hard when I'm looking at my finances, and I don't know if I'm going to be able to make it. And then I start spiraling. I start asking myself, is this really worth it? Am I going anywhere with this? Or is this just a phase of my life where I tried and it all is just gonna crumble? But if that's the case, then why the hell did I invest in this super expensive camera and microphone? Like, I have to keep pushing. I gotta show up. I gotta keep doing what I'm doing. My salsa dance instructor, Jacob, told me something very impactful. Something that I've heard many people say before, and something that I've preached to myself in the past. Keep doing what you're doing. The money will come later. Because when you constantly show up, that's how true progress actually enters your life. Where opportunity starts showing up at your doorstep because the amount of work you put into your practice. And I have evidence of that being true within my own life. It's just difficult. And I think the most difficult part is understanding that a lot of my life, I've always had a safety net when making big decisions, and this time I don't really have a safety net. And that's what's really creating all the anxiety behind it. So I'm just really, it's just such a big challenge, you know? I'm wondering, how am I gonna somehow make a safety net for myself right now? I'm wondering if that's even possible with my current conditions. I honestly don't think so. But I'm here just venting this out because I need to let it out. I need my future self, maybe in a couple weeks, maybe in a couple months, to revisit this. It might spark an idea in future Mark. Or it might inspire him to keep pushing in a moment of doubt. And that's the beautiful part about the way I document my own life. I do it in a way where it's a message to myself, wherever I am, week by week, month by month, year by year. A constant reminder that I keep showing up. I keep documenting. Because if I don't, what's my purpose? I always fear I would lose a sense of identity within myself if I don't document my life. So I'm gonna keep on pushing. I'm telling myself to constantly get more organized, make a planner, and just show up bit by bit. And I'm doing it. I'm doing it. It's just, it's exhausting as well. I'm trying my best to spread myself out. My motivation is just ups and downs. And I'm very sure that I'm not the only one who feels this way, especially if you're pursuing creatives or a passion of yours. There are gonna be weeks where you feel like shit. There are gonna be weeks that you feel invincible. But perhaps the most valuable part of it all is the experience itself and the memories. I don't know where my life is gonna take me next. But I know I built a foundation strong enough to make something impactful for my future. Maybe my lifestyle, maybe for someone else. In truth, we all don't know what we're doing. In truth, there's always risk and reward. There's always gonna be a trade-off. I've never been so proud of myself, but I've never been so scared in my life for the path I'm taking right now. It is extremely difficult to stay motivated, to remain optimistic, especially when you're solo and you don't really have a team. I wrote something to myself the other day. Everything beautiful has shown up at the wrong timing. The reason why I say that is because in the past, I had a group, a team, individuals that shared the same passions I've had. And then we grew apart. And now it feels like I'm doing this all alone again. Especially the way technology has evolved with AI and all this shit. Everybody is just so sucked into their phones and media's doom scrolling, and everyone's so isolated. It's honestly weird and sad. Yet we all crave human connection so deeply. It's very confusing, this environment, the current state of the world. I don't know how to feel about this exponential change with technology, but it's directly affecting how we all approach it all. I'm going to try my best to keep sticking to my path and just, again, show up one day at a time. I just wanted to document my thought process right now because I've never been so confused. And I really believe that there's power in authenticity and self-reflection and vulnerability. Perhaps admitting it for myself or maybe for someone else if I decide to share this in the future. It may help. I don't know how yet. But maybe it will. I don't know if I have anything else to say. Maybe some words of motivation to my future self or anyone who stumbles upon this. The path ahead is going to be foggy. And you're going to run into some huge walls and pitfalls. And it's going to hurt. But if you keep on navigating, you'll find your way to where you really want to be. Don't stop. Don't stop.